Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Flawed in Content, where we are talking about everything about the mother wound over here. Healing the mother wound over here. I'll be honest with you, I am not a therapist. And the reason I say that is because there's so many signs and symptoms about having a mother wound. But to be honest with you, I just feel like the mother wound is one of those things. It's a psychological gameplay, and you need to work on that because it's to really get you to zone in on your mother's lifestyle, the things that made her uncomfortable, the things that made her unhappy, and work so that you do not replicate those things, because once you replicate those things, it's a possibility of you recreating the process of a mother wound again, and we're trying to stop it. So if you on this channel, you are realizing that it's time for you to stop the mother wound, right? And one of the first things that I did with healing my mother wound is telling my mother that she hurt me, telling her that she has pained me with her actions. You know, I was abandoned at 17 years old, and my mother went on to live the life that she wanted to live. And you know, you want to, as upset as you want to be about it, my perspective has totally changed on why she did what she did and how it has affected me and stuff like that. Though it has affected me in ways in the past of, like, you know, having poor people skills, people pleasing tendencies, low confidence, and self-esteem. What else? Poor decision making. There's a plethora of symptoms because of the mother wound, because of the lack of bonding that we have had. But I feel like once you realize that that bond has really held you back, that's when you start to live now, because you realize you don't want to live that way no more, right? I started intentionally healing because I said to myself, I want to meet the love of my life. I want to feel loved. I want to feel certain emotions that my mother didn't get to feel, or I want to feel certain emotions that was opposite of the ones that my mother was running away from. So therefore, I said to myself, I want to, you know, start working and being intentional on my healing journey because I want to be happy. Right? So one of the first things that I did, and I did this a very long time ago, I'm currently 38 years old. When I was 25 years old, I told my mom that her actions hurt me. And her actions hurt me in a way because I was all by myself, to be honest with you. When I was 17 years old, 17 is the year that you know you kind of are exploring life and you're trying to figure out who you are and this, that, and the third, what's normal from what's not normal. And to be honest, as I've gone through my healing journey, my mother probably didn't know what was normal from what wasn't normal. You know, she was just so focused on what was going on in her life at that moment that she couldn't have focused on me. She couldn't have continued to deal with me. You know, she probably was too afraid of the teenage years that was just like, I can't deal with this. Get this child away from me. Whatever was going on with her, you know what I mean? Whatever was going on with her emotions and feelings and stuff like that, I totally understand at this healed age right now. But before, it was just like, how could you leave me? Why would you do that to me? What did I do to you and stuff like that? And I've come upon that why you would do that. I look at that question as she did that because she was trying to save her sanity. Whatever situations was going on. Like, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where things just feel so overwhelming that the only thing you can naturally do is run away from it. And I feel like that's what she was going through. Though I haven't gotten any answers from her or anything like that, I just feel like that's probably what was happening with her, was that finally she had to run away. She had to get away so that she can find her sanity. You know, when I think about it, I think about all the things that she might have been going through, like just starting from her husband, my father, he probably was a narcissistic man. Right? As I gotten to know him a little bit more and stuff like that, he probably wasn't nurturing to her emotions or anything like that. Probably was cheating. Probably, and I've seen both of my parents in the act cheating and stuff like that. My parents, please. I've seen both of my parents do the craziest things, and I really look at those actions as like they really didn't love each other. So as I've gone through my healing journey, I really look at everything that could be a reason as to why I have a mother wound, because the mother wound is really outside of you. It's not really, you didn't do anything. You were just born into this man. You know, you were just born into the mayhem, and it's like you the one that gets shortchanged. You the one that now, as you go through your healing journey, you gotta go back into your childhood to heal. You know, and that's time. I don't want to say that's time wasted, but it's time. You know what I mean? It's time taken away from you, because the people who brought you into this world weren't ready for your arrival. So now you have to go back in time just to heal that part of you, just to mend that part of you, and then you got to move forward so that you can live that part of you. It's a whole bunch of steps. But first you have to start taking accountability to say, I forgive my mother for what she did, and I forgive my mother for what she's been through and how it played out on our relationship. Because a lot of our parents did not know better. No parents was going to parenting one-on-one in 1999, 1984, 1976. Our parents were in those type of things. It was just trying to make their dollars so that you can have a roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, running water if you had to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what my parents were going through, but it seemed like they were going through a lot when I look back on their relationship. Their relationship was not filled with love. My parents split at the first sign of disaster, so there was no love there. So therefore, you know, I really factor that in, because if there was no love there, then there was no foundation to build on. You understand what I'm saying? So they are two trauma-filled individuals. Both have their own trauma. I've seen it in their own family members outside of my parents. I can see where there's trauma, where there's dislike, where there's, you know, judgmental mentalities and stuff like that. I can see all of that in my family, relatives and stuff like that. And once I seen stuff like that, that was my cue to just be like, oh, when I get to a certain age, it's out. I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm out of here. I'm gonna go about my business. And that's exactly what I did eventually. After I got to a certain stage where I could, you know, take care of myself and really figure out life from there, because I had to figure out life by myself. Even though I was living with relatives that, you know, were around but didn't care for me like that. So I had to figure out life by myself. And I'm proud to say that at this point, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I'm okay with the fact that my parents dealt with me the way that they dealt with me. Not saying that it's all right, but I understand. You know, and I understand from a place of forgiveness. I get it, because when you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're doing, and I get it. So I had to really come to terms with, probably my mother was going through postpartum depression. Probably my father's mother wanted my mother to get rid of me. Probably my mother's family wanted them to get rid of me. Probably there was financial issues. Probably my mother was a breadwinner. You know, probably daddy was cheating. Probably daddy was using you as a weapon. That's my favorite one, because I grew up as a daddy girl. So probably daddy was using you as a weapon. Probably daddy was gambling all the money away. You know, who knows what your mother was going through? Who knows? You know, growing up, I seen my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, talk about my mother like she was garbage. But in my mind, because she abandoned me, yeah, she's garbage. But then I really started to look into it and was like, man, y'all ain't shit. Like the whole, like throw the whole family away. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't shit. And once you realize that the mother wound really does heal with you, you would want to start building a certain dynamic that is created on love. You want to build a dynamic that is created on love moving forward. So number one thing that you want to do is, whoever has hurt you, please take time and do yourself due diligence to let that person know. Because if you don't, you're going to let that fester. And that's one of the problems with the mother wound. The mother wound is internalized emotions because you don't know how to use your coping mechanisms. Right? Somebody do you wrong, you say what you gotta say, keep it pushing, and now you calm yourself down because you got it off your chest. Learn to get things off of your chest if you want to heal this mother wound. Learn to remove things out of your system because it's going to be on your mind all the time, and then you're going to start building up an animosity towards a person that probably don't even know you got an animosity towards them unless you say something. So let's use our words and speak to one another when we have an issue. One of the first things I did was let my mother know that she has hurt me. The first chance I got, face to face, the first chance I got when she came back into my life at 25, I told her straight up. I was like, listen, what you did, no. I don't get it. I'm gonna just let you know that you hurt me because I really didn't know what else to say at that moment. But now, at this age now, when I have gone through relationships and I'm like, whoa, she's been through a lot. We need to talk about this. And when I get the chance to talk about it again, I will talk about it. So I want to say bye for now, okay? Take accountability for this healing journey right now because it's your wound now. It's your wound. Remember, it's generational, it's intergenerational trauma passed down, right? This is what we're defining the mother wound as, something that is being passed down. So it's yours now. Here, take it. What are you going to do with it? Bye.